pages 3 and 4 of the album. And I want to have a white scalloped edge. So I'm using my Fisker scalloped edge punch. And I'm going to ink the edge with my makeup sponge in Color Box Fluid Chalk ink in Lime Pastel. And now I've lined up the scalloped edge on my mat with the grid, and then I lined up the green cardstock as well so that it would be evenly spaced. And now I am adding a ribbon, just wrapping it around to the other side. And I'm going to glue it down to my background paper. Now I'm just going to tie a smaller piece of ribbon in a knot around the first piece of ribbon. Give myself a nice little bow. And I'm going to glue the whole thing to the chipboard. And now I'm going to round the corners, and I'm going to ink all the edges in Lime Pastel. So I'm continuing with page 7 and 8, and I rounded the corners, and now I'm going to ink the edges in Versamark and cover them with white embossing powder. And this will give a shiny, glossy edge, similar to an inked or distressed edge. And now I'm taking some more stamps, some shells, and some seahorses, and I'm going to stamp them randomly all over the paper. And I'm going to emboss them with a clear embossing powder. So I'm going to stamp them in Versamark ink, and then this is clear embossing powder. And then you can see that change. And this just adds another dimension to the paper. Gives it kind of a specialty paper look. You can see how glossy and shiny it is. So now I'm just going to glue them down. And punch all the holes. And you can see sort of the back of the chipboard sheets earlier. And I'll make sure to go over that page with you at the end. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make like a swing tag. So I'm taking some different colors of cardstock and pattern paper, and I'm going to layer them together. So I'm layering grid paper on top of orange cardstock, and then I'm going to layer the orange cardstock on top of white cardstock, and then I'm going to put this green cardstock on another piece of white cardstock. And I'm going to sandwich them together and mark the center, and then punch a hole through both of them with my 1/16 hole punch. And then I'm going to secure them to each other with a brad. And I'm going to glue just the bottom one to the paper so that the top one is still swinging. And it has a photo mat for a 3x4 photo, and then beneath it is room for journaling. glossy. So now what I'm doing is I'm using my Marby Cheetah Scallop Circle punches to punch scallop circles out of Scenic Root grid paper and Karen Foster adhesive cork. And I'm going to set those aside. And this is a chipboard accent sheet from Scenic Root Paper Company. And I'm using the negative space left by the chipboard bracket that I've already used on another project. And I'm tracing it with an American Crafts Slick Writer on the back of the cork. And what I'm going to end up doing is cutting it out, and that will give me 2 cork brackets to use on my project. So this is just another way that you can make a custom embellishment for your book if you have, leftover pieces of chipboard or negative space. Now I'm going to decorate the photo mat with a Heidi Grace rub-on. This is by Fiskars, and I am just going to rub it on the photo mat. And now I'm going to peel the adhesive backing off the cork pieces. I'm going to use my ATG to glue the Scenic Root grid scallop circle to the cork scallop circle. And I'm going to peel off the adhesive backing and add it to my project. And just adding the last bracket. And I feel like the cork gives a really unique look to the layout. This page also has a mini page in between, so I'm going to decorate that now. And I'm just putting some pattern paper. And I wanted it to look like I had layered one type of pattern paper onto another type of pattern paper, but I didn't have enough of the other pattern paper, so I'm gluing it next to the pattern paper in the center. And then I'm doing that on either side of the pattern paper, and that way it looks like I've layered them without using as much paper. And I'm going to add a title to this, which is Fish. And again, because I'm using the vinyl stickers, I am going to be putting glossy accents on their backs so that they stay. And that is that for this page and this layout. And stay tuned, I'll finish up the album in the next video.